Welcome to Karibuni Jikoni. This is Let Me Cook Your Dish. And today I am cooking Tutu Westerhoff's dish. It's called peanut butter chicken. I have never done chicken with peanut butter, so I was so excited to do this dish. And Tutu Westerhoff comes from Sierra Leone. She has 3 children. She lives in Germany. And I don't know how long have you been living in Germany, Tutu? First of all, welcome to Karibuni Jikoni.
Thank you so much for the invitation. It's my pleasure to be here, and I really enjoy what you do, and I'm sure we're going to have a good time. Yeah, I have been in Germany for over 30 years.
Over 30 years. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and your parents were diplomats, Tutu.
Exactly.
And that means that you lived in different countries.
Right. My father was an ambassador. From Sierra Leone, we moved around. We're in Guinea, which is a neighboring country. And then we went to the United States. And then my parents ended up here. And yes, so we're
you decided to stay.
I decided to stay, yes.
Yeah, and being somebody who has moved around for quite a bit, where do you most feel at home? You were born in Sierra Leone?
I was born in Sierra Leone, but I left Sierra Leone when I was 3, actually.
Okay.
So I never really lived there. So it's home because that's what's embedded in me. That's what I see when I look in the mirror. It's always going to be home.
Yeah.
But Germany is what I feel because I've lived here. I haven't lived anywhere longer than Germany, than here. I've been here for 30 years.
30 years.
That's a very long time. It might be, I think it's 31 even now. That's a long time.
So this is home for you.
Right, as well.
Oh yeah, okay.
I always say home is where the heart resides.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You know, I'm asking because for the longest time, I could not call Germany home. I don't know why, but I always said home when I was talking about Kenya.
Yeah.
And then I remember I went with my daughter to Kenya. She was about 4. And I've been in Germany now for about 15, almost 16 years. So she was 4, now she's 10. She was 4. And I say to my sister, oh, in 2 days we are flying back home. And that was the first time I said home to Germany. Wow. Yeah. And I remember that so well because I felt it. I felt like, oh, now I have 2 homes.
Yes. I absolutely understand that. And you know, I still struggle with saying Germany's home.
I
feel comfortable but I still struggle with it because of the, misinformation and, the rest of the world, because I don't know what the person I'm standing in front of me, how they're going to accept it or not. Not that I really care, but
you are a German, actually.
I am German. I have a German passport. And, but you must admit, it sounds, it's not the first thing you think of when you see the color of my skin and say she's German.
I know.
That's not what I mean. It's like something. What do you mean? But where do you really come from? It's not only the Germans who ask that question. Even I ask that question when I see someone else of color. And if I was to ask you, where do you come from? And you say, Germany. I'll say, I really want to know where you actually do come from.
I know this question is always asked. So Tutu, you're so full of life. You're so full of energy and creativity. Every time I talk to you on the phone, after that I feel energized.
Oh, wonderful!
So I don't know, where do you get all this energy from? And just tell us, how does your normal day look like? If you can call anything now normal. And as you continue, I just have to start doing this, otherwise you'll forget cooking.
Well, I am a lively person. I'm a bubbly person, and I always want to be happy, and I always want to see other people happy.
Yeah.
Like, very important to me. So if I could help anyone in any way, be it just with a few words, I'm in for it. You know, my days usually start out with me normal days, not every day, because some days are different than others. You know, I lie in bed, and depending on how I'm feeling, it's either I say a prayer or have my conversations with God, and sometimes it's just simply just meditating, which is just sitting down and listening to God. From there, I, get up, children get ready. See, I'm the kind of mom now, my children are 18, 15, and 11.
Yeah.
I don't do much anymore. People don't understand. I don't have to wake my children up. I don't have to make breakfast for anybody or tell anybody to do this and that. So I'm off now. I've managed.
They do things themselves.
They're very independent. I have very, very independent children. I've raised them that way because I need to find time to do my things as well. And that's important.
Yeah.
And children are independent anyway. They just like to do things on their own. So that means when I wake up in the morning, I take care of my stuff. I'm not a breakfast person, so I don't usually have breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always need my breakfast. I need my breakfast.
Yeah? What do you have? What's your breakfast like?
Normally we do smoothies.
Okay.
I like smoothies in the morning. So I really found, you just say that you start your day with and meditating, and that's something I've been trying to do for a long time now. The meditation doesn't work always, but I always try to take some minutes, just to be and to talk to God and just go about my day in my head, what I'm planning to do and all that, and that's really important.
It is. It is important. I know that even me myself, I struggled for quite a while to take that time in the morning.
Yeah.
I just get up. It's like in my head, I have other things to do.
Yeah, I know.
But taking those few minutes, it's kind of like gives you that security that you're safe.
That's true.
But no matter
if you're joining us right now, I am talking to Tutu Westerhoff. Tutu Westerhoff asked me to cook her dish on Karibuni Jikoni, let me cook your dish. And this dish we are doing today, or I am doing today, is peanut butter chicken. I've already done the chicken. You say the chicken has to be in bones, so it's not chicken breast.
No, that's perfect. Your chicken looks really nice.
Okay. So after I've sliced it, you have to correct me if you see me going wrong. Yeah, so I now have to do the mixture, which I will be putting on the chicken. And as we continue, let's talk about your textiles. Let's talk about, you design your own textiles. You do fantastic headscarves. This is from Tutu Westerhoff. I tried to do my headscarf today like Tutu. It didn't come out so well.
It's fantastic.
You always look so beautiful when you tie your headscarf in front. Maybe you'll teach me how to do that next time.
That looks wonderful.
Thank you. Wonderful. You're so nice, Tutu.
That's the good thing about headscarves. There are no rules. You can do whatever you want. Freedom. Tie it the way that you want.
Okay. There are no rules.
No rules.
Okay.
No rules. You can make it big. You can make it small. Who said? It's how you feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us please how you decide which textiles to take for your headscarf, for example. You also do home accessories.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I say anything else, my main the thing that I enjoy doing most is home accessories. So that's going to be like my main focus in the future. I do accessories, the hair bands, head wraps, bracelets, earrings, and I started doing that because I don't like to waste material. When I cook, I'm saying when I sew, I try to be as mindful with my materials as possible. That means every scrap gets used somehow.
Wow.
I don't even throw them away because I just think we have to be more careful with our resources. So when I have a piece of fabric, I figure out what, different things that I can do with it, whether it's a key ring, whether it's a bookmark, or whether it's, the long straps for the bracelets or whatever it is. So I'm always thinking of new things, new ideas, things I can make with fabric so nothing gets thrown away. I mean, we live in an environment today where we have to be mindful, right?
That's wonderful. So you're taking care of the environment.
At the same time, exactly. Yeah. And my new fabrics are also organic.
Ah, they're organic.
Yeah, bio-certified. Yes, because we have to raise the standards. We're in this together, and it has to be good quality and organic, because that's the way the world, that's the direction we should all be looking in. Right?
That's true. That's true. And where do you get those
textiles? Initially, obviously, I wanted to get them printed in Africa, but I'm not able to get the. I could get the cotton from Africa, but the actual fabric itself, with the printing methods that we have in Africa, are not organic.
That's okay.
But we will get there. We will get there, because that's one big aim of mine when things start rolling, to make sure that I get involved in, in organizations or companies that try and develop that, because I think that's very important. Trying to find out other dyeing methods that are, beneficial for all of us.
Wow. Yeah. And when do you have like a company, or where do you do them? Do you do them at home? Do you?
Oh, no. The printing, I have actually 2 companies that that print for me. One of them is here in Germany, because I tried my best at the same time, once I'm being so mindful to, make sure that I don't buy things from far away from China and stuff. I try to be as local as possible as well. It contradicts my wish of eventually trying to print in Africa, but we'll see how that goes. But right now, I'm trying to be local.
I think that's something everybody can understand. As an African, you also want to kind of, help the people we call our people, because they are our people.
Exactly.
And I think that's understandable.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the cotton that I have for most of my problems, the cotton that's used is African cotton. Yes. And I chose this company because, you never know, there's no guarantee, but they give enough information, a lot of information, and they've been to the African countries where they get the cotton from, and they seem to be quite involved in the process. And that's important for me, because this certificate that my fabric has is like, you can trace the cotton from the cotton.
Okay.
So the cotton was applied all the way to the printing and dyeing process.
You can see the chain.
The chain.
Okay.
The chain ends with me, basically. So that's something very, very, very important as well. But I mean, I'd love to do it in Africa. That's the thing, we always feel connected. We can be here and call here home, and I feel at home. But still, this connection that I always have it in my back of my head. I need to go back home. Or not go back home. Do something back home.
I know how that is. Yeah. Yeah. And the designing you do yourself. You design.
I do. And the ideas are from me, and because I'm not a graphic designer. The mixture is looking. I'm trying to look into your pot.
You trying? Oh, okay, yeah. I've now mixed peanut butter. I've done the tomato paste. I've done cayenne pepper, the onion powder, and garlic is inside, and the onions.
Okay, exactly.
And water, vegetable oil and water.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mix that up.
Yeah, I'm mixing that up now.
Mm-hmm.
And you told me you use your hands to mix the chicken in.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's the way I cook. I still like using my hands when
Yeah,
I
me
cook,
too.
because I feel like even when I make salad, I'm cooking for my family here. Even when I make salad, I wash my hands, but I like to kind of lift it up because it's lighter than using I find like if you use a spoon, depending on what you use, it makes it kind of,
Mm.
yes. So I like, just making it very light like this with my hands.
That's also what I do. That's what people ask me when, for example, I'm doing the chapatis, chapati. Yeah. So many people use a mixture to do the dough.
Okay.
But I always use my hands. It doesn't matter how many kilos, I do my hands. And I find, when you feel the ingredients, the food, the flour on my hands, and I can dance while doing it, when doing.
Because it's like energy there as well.
Yeah.
You're feeling the food. You're putting life in the food, kind of.
Yeah. So now I'll do the timian or the thyme. Sometimes I mix this German and English.
I know, we all do that.
It's not easy. So if you're joining us, continue commenting, I'm chatting with Tutu Westerhoff. So many of you know Tutu as a musician. Others know Tutu as a designer. Tutu, you're so keen on separating these two things, because when I met you the first time, I only thought you were a designer because somebody was showing me the things you do.
Right.
And that music side of you, I did not know.
Yes.
And you started doing music with 17.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And at 20, you already had your first solo
album. Yes, I did my first record. Yeah. Yes, it wasn't an album. It was a single record deal that I had. Yeah.
You must have been living your dream, Tutu.
Yes, I was. Yes, I definitely was.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I always feel when you go to sleep at night, you don't have one dream all the time. Every day, the same dream. I'm the kind of person, I have many dreams. Mm-hmm. That's just the way that I am. And at that time, obviously, it was my dream, but it was not easy. It was kind of hard. The whole music business was rough, and my parents weren't around, and I wasn't sure where it was leading to. And I always felt like it wasn't me, because every time I go to the studio and sing a song, by the time I leave the studio, the song will be mixed a different way. They'll put some effects on the voice, and I didn't have control over what was happening.
Okay.
And that's the reason why I decided not to do it anymore. I stopped at the age of 22. I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'd rather sing at home under the shower, because when my record came out, they cut my butt so it was nice and flat. I looked different. The song was different. And I was like, no, I don't want this.
So you didn't feel comfortable
Not at all.
doing that?
Not at all.
And there's something I read, and that was so deep. And you said a lot was happening. And this I have to quote because I don't want to miss a word. I did not understand how the world rotates. I always tried moving along with it, thinking it was the right thing to do. But I only found myself getting dizzy until I realized that I am the axis of my world. I get to decide how fast or slow, how big or small, or how high or low my world is, no matter where it finds itself. That's beautiful.
It sounds beautiful too when you read it.
When I read that, I thought, when does one come to that realization?
Yeah. When you come after you've experienced, it's life experience, Carol. It's life experience. You get to a point where you think, well, I make the choices. I get to decide what really happens to me. I get to decide how people are to me. I get to decide how fast, how slow things move. I get to decide if I want to do things or not.
Yeah, because people always treat you the way you allow them to.
And that is so true. That is so true. And I think if you're kind to people, they're kind to you as best as they can. Whoa.
I'll show you that now.
That's it. Carolyn looks fantastic.
And it's smelly. It's the aroma from the peanut butter and the cayenne pepper and the garlic. Oh, and the thyme, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, did I write cayenne pepper on it? Something spicy. You can always.
Yeah, I have cayenne pepper in. Yeah, and also red bell pepper. That's adding it to that.
Yes. Fantastic.
And I think it's now. Yeah, you are telling us about when did you come to that, to deciding no, I'm gonna decide for myself.
You know, it was a long process. I was doing it all the time, bit by bit by bit, but I think it was actually when I turned. It sounds old, but when I turned 40.
When you turned 40.
That I really said, hey, there are absolutely no rules. I can do what I want to do, what I feel like I want to do. You know, and if I say I decide to do music, and it was hard, by the way. There were lots of people, lots of family members who would say, oh, you know, you're old at your age. How could you this and that and whatnot? And it was tough. It was not easy, but I did it anyway.
Wow, yeah. 40. I just turned 40 in March, and I don't know if I also do my thing most of the time. I've had a lot of situations where I have allowed myself to be controlled and you know, to do things that I thought other people were expecting me to do. And you get so unhappy when you're functioning like that. You could be winning, you know, you could be doing big things. Yes. But every time in your silent moments when you're alone somewhere, you're not feeling the joy of everything. You know, everybody else outside thinks, oh, she's doing big things. But until that moment where you do things that really make you happy,
it's very important. And you know, many people don't even know what it is that makes them happy.
That's also there.
That's also key, to be able to sit down and really know yourself that much, to say, what is it that what do I want to do? It might be something that might not get you any money. It might cost you money.
Yeah.
It might be something that will cause you to have to leave your family, or I don't know, many things. Things are tough, but I think it's very, very important to try and do what it is that makes you happy. Indeed, I'm not telling anybody to go out there and leave your family now. Because,
no.
You know,
just a moment.
Oh, sorry. You need to balance things out.
Yeah, that's not the thing. You know, if you have to weigh whatever you want to do.
You need to weigh things out. Life is not black and white. There's so many, you know, nuances of gray in between. You cannot just say, oh, you know, my parents don't want this, then, you know, then I'm not going to do it, or I'm going to do it. Try and find the way and balance what's right for both parties, because there is always a way. It's always a way.
And some things need a lot of courage. Yeah. Because we are all in our comfort zones, and change is always not something if anybody wants to have. It's uncomfortable. Change always means, you know, we all have a lot of fear and are not courageous enough to do things that even change our lives for better.
Yes.
Yeah. So the chicken is now finished. It's looking
perfect.
And already has a nice aroma, so we have to put it in the oven. I hope somebody's coming to help me. Mangi? Mangi will be helping me. So Mangi.
Hi.
Hi.
Oven, 150 degrees. I have to do, Tutu, your recipe said 180 degrees,
Right.
but I have an oven that is for a restaurant, so the heat is always different. So
Okay.
we always do, every time I see a recipe with 180, for us here it's 150.
Okay, I can understand.
Yeah, 150 degrees. Mwami, weke kwa oven, 150 na punguze moto. Sawa.
So,
Okay. So let me clean your hand. My hands.
Fantastic. Yeah, you were asking about my designs. They're all hand drawn, and I try to keep them as simple as possible. Kind of like the headscarf that you have on now, black and white in one color, because most of them are for interior. So it's going to be very exciting, very exciting.
Oh,
African influence all through.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I have some headscarves from you now, and I hope I'll be getting more soon. I cannot have enough. So for those of you joining us now, with Tutu Westerhoff, Tutu has told us about her designs. She's talked about music and, you know, deciding to stop doing something that initially you loved doing because it doesn't feel right.
Right.
And so tell us, after you stopped, about 2 decades.
Yes.
And
then I started again.
You started again.
Yeah.
Why did you do that, and how does it, is it different now?
Yes, listen, but when I started, I was still in denial, Carol. I was still in denial because let me just go. I used to work in daycare. I had a little Tagespflege for under 3-year-olds.
Okay.
And I closed it because of certain reasons, because of the building I was using was not suitable anymore. And so I was at home.
It was yours?
It was mine, yes.
Okay.
It was mine. I was running it.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I was home for like the first time, and I didn't know what to do. That's when I started writing songs again. I was writing, and within a short period of time, I've written 80 songs. And I said, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with these songs? I need to look for somebody to sing these songs. And so I went around, you know, I tried, and I really was exciting.
Somebody to sing this song?
I wasn't even on Facebook at that. Yes, I did. I wasn't thinking of myself. I went to record companies, you know, contacted singers, wanted to look for someone to sing them, but they all said, well, the songs are too complicating. We don't have anybody that can sing them. That's when I decided, okay, I'll do it myself. But this was a long time afterwards because I was still in denial, still very much in denial. Well, I still am a little bit, to be honest with you, because I think singing comes with a lot of, you know, outside work and effort as well. But I'm a home person. For me, it takes a lot to, you know, go to practices and maybe travel there, go and sing there, travel there, go and sing there. And it seems like too much work for me. I love singing.
Yeah.
But
you didn't want to.
I like the creative process more. That's what I absolutely enjoyed, making the album, writing it, doing the cover and blah, blah, blah. And I did my work.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I find that interesting because I always say I enjoy the process.
Yes.
So there's some people, there's some people who cook, for example, and you know they wait for the food. They're waiting for the food to eat. But you know when the food is ready, you just eat it within 5 minutes and it's gone. And so for me, it's a process. It's going shopping, going to the market, it's choosing the ingredients, it's coming here, putting on music, dancing, and you know, that's
perfect comparison. That's exactly it. I never thought about it that way. That was exactly it. So for me, I've already done it. The process, the feeling, the energizing, the growth that I had that came to me whilst making this album was amazing. But you know, I've already done it now. So now people can listen. Like you cook your food, now people eat. And I enjoy people eating it.
Yeah. And when you do
it, people listening to my, you know, sending me, but I don't think that I have to go out and sing it on stage all the time because I'm actually quite shy, you know. That doesn't look like
No,
it.
you're not. No, you're not, Tutu.
I am.
Ah, I cannot. Okay, but anyway, I always tell everybody, if you're joining in right now, continue commenting. We'll answer your questions later. Tutu will answer later. I'll
Yes.
also give you the recipe. You only saw me mixing things here, so you did not. You don't exactly know what this is about. So this is a weekly series on Karibuni Jikoni that will be running every Tuesday at 7 p.m. German or Central time, and at 8 o'clock in Kenya or East African time. And I'll be cooking a recipe from someone's favorite dish. They send me a recipe, and I cook the food while we chat, like I'm doing now with Tutu. And I'm really enjoying this because, you know, I'm doing the thing I love most, and that is the cooking. And what is now missing for me, because when I started this show, Karibuni Jikoni, it was meant to invite people into my kitchen. We cook together, we eat together, you know, while chatting and sharing and dancing and talking and teaching and learning and hugging each other, you know, all this that is about being around people. And I'm missing that so much. I'm missing inviting people into my kitchen. And I thought this might be a way to somehow invite people exactly and chat, thanks to technology that this is possible. And so many people helping me, Christian, for example, and Mwangi here, my husband, who's always you know, there and helping. And I would want to have you here after everything is, you know, when this corona craze is over, I would really want to have you here. But we have to now do the just ask me. It's about asking questions spontaneously. So I'll be asking Tutu 3 questions, and Tutu will ask me 3 questions. We alternate. So Tutu, just think about 3 questions you'd like to ask me. I'll just go and look at the chicken.
Okay.
And I'll be back in 2 seconds, and you'll be ready with your questions.
Okay. I'll get a pen. I'll get a pen. I would like to know what inspired or motivated you to become a chef?
So the chicken is looking good.
What inspired you or motivated you to become a chef or to cook? What made you want to be a cook? I want to know.
I think I actually didn't plan to be a chef or a cook. I loved cooking since I was small. I think I started cooking when I was 7, 8. Yeah. And it wasn't anything I ever thought of doing as a career. Of just cooking. And at the time I was 12, for example, I was cooking for many people, for the whole family.
Wow.
So it went on like that, and every time there was something at home, if there was a party, so it was automatic. Carol will be cooking. If there was a cake to do for a birthday, if there was anything else, always. And I studied law in Kenya, so I wanted to be a lawyer because, you know, in our African cultures, you be a doctor, a pilot, a lawyer, you know, these things. Yeah. And then I came to Germany and it was not recognized, and, you know, I had to start it all again. Yeah. And because I was so bored staying at home, I looked for a job in a restaurant to clean dishes. But you see, where I was cleaning dishes was near a kitchen, and I would sneak in to cook, to look at what they were doing. And after working in this restaurant for about 4 years, I did my apprenticeship as a chef.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah. And I feel at home. And
Yes.
I always say this. I think because I know myself, I would have been a good lawyer because I put in the work. But I don't think I would ever have been a passionate lawyer. I am a passionate chef.
Yeah.
I love cooking.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So your question, Tutu.
New question.
No, I have to ask you now. I have to ask you now.
You ask me now. You ask me now.
Yeah. Tell us one thing that you would not want your daughter to know. One thing that you've done that you never want your daughter to know.
Oh, but if I say it here, somebody would one thing that I would not want my daughter to know.
Don't say anything that is so embarrassing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Actually, there was actually I don't think this, because I'm so open with my daughter.
Okay.
And you would not believe it. And I'm not making this up. I think about 2 days ago, I actually told her my deepest secret. She's 11. I swear.
Oh.
I'm not lying. I told her my deepest secret. We're outside, I'm sewing masks, and I was doing some handwork. She'd gone outside and put a blanket on the floor in the garden, and I sat down next to her, and we're talking, and then she said a word, and I said, I have something I would like to tell you. And then, I told her, but I don't think there's anything that I wouldn't like her to know.
That's beautiful. You have that kind of a relationship with your daughter where you can tell her.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's amazing.
And, I'm open to her, about her body as well. And obviously, I'm not going to go into details about what Mama and Papa do, whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I don't think I'll be able to. No, she's well prepared for life, because I think it's important. Our mothers were so secretive about many things, and I don't want to be secretive with my daughter, and I want her to be comfortable and come to me whenever she wants to say something. Of course, I try to take time and don't give her too much information all at once.
She has to get it in bits.
Yes.
What she can handle.
When she can handle it. But honestly, there's nothing. There isn't anything.
Okay, your next question.
My next question. You cook, and you cook wonderful. What do you think about African veganism? Vegans, because you cook meat and stuff. African vegan people, like me as an African, I was to say, because I'm asking this question because half of my family is vegan. Okay. Don't eat meat or milk product, animal products. Okay. Do you think the question is, do you think African food can be prepared in the vegan way? Absolutely. Because I'll tell you this, when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot. We didn't have money to buy meat all the time. And I grew up poor. You can't say that. So what we were eating was always a lot of beans, a lot of vegetables, rice, potatoes, such things. Yes. And I cannot say that I ever lacked in anything. We were buying meat maybe once a week, when rarely. And it was a small piece of meat which was only putting taste in our food and not really eating meat. So I can actually say, for the most part of my life, I was a vegan. Okay. Yeah. And African food is really, really suited for veganism. You can do that really, really well. If you have beans, if you have your vegetables, so from the beans you're getting the proteins, and from your vegetables you also have vegetables with proteins, and you have your starch, and then you combine things like nuts. Yes, you're good to go. I absolutely agree with you. I'm just you know, just thinking most of the time, because I don't know what it is, if it's because of wealth reasons that we've involved so much meat in our diet so much. But then again, I think, wow, in my country, for example, we have so many vegetables and greens and en masse.
Yeah, and you can prepare it in so many different ways.
Right. Without having
yeah, exactly. You don't need meat. It's not necessary. And when I'm cooking for myself, for example, I do a lot of vegetables, preparing them in different ways.
Yes.
And I don't really need meat. I love meat. I'm not saying that. I think I would never be 100% vegan.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that for some weeks, because I really enjoy eating meat, but I don't eat meat every day. No.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's my question now, and I think we have to take the chicken out of the oven now. Mwangi?
Yeah.
Leta hiyo kuku tafadhali. So my next question is, in your album,
yes,
My Tree Gonna Grow.
Mm-hmm.
I love the title.
Yes.
What is your favorite song? Oh, that, look at that. That really looks beautiful.
I'm coming.
And I'm gonna eat this too.
Enjoy it. It's delicious.
Yeah, so, which is your favorite song in that album?
Because it changes. So every time I listen to the album, I said, "Oh, this one's good, huh?" But I think it's gotta be this week, because I listened to my album this week as well, as I was sewing. It's gotta be Rubber Band. It goes like this: life stretched me out like a rubber band and let me go. I didn't know where I was gonna land. Life stretched me out like a rubber band and let me go. I didn't know where I was gonna land. You pick me up like a baby, pick me up like a child, pick me up like a baby, like a child. That's my favorite song for this week.
Wow, that's beautiful. So people, if you're joining us now, that's Tutu Westerhoff. She just sang a little bit of a song in her album. Her album is called My Tree Gonna Grow. Beautiful songs. I listened to it yesterday too, because I wanted to get some inspirations, and it's also beautiful to just listen to. And we were watching a video of one of the song, I think, with love.
Heartache.
Yeah, where you're working with spoon.
Show me love.
Yes. Yeah, show me love. And my daughter was always trying to do that with her fingers, and it was so sweet, and I love it. So where can we get your album, Tutu?
Well, you can. My album's on Amazon. You can download it, on Amazon. It's on Spotify. You can listen to it. And if you want a copy of my album, you can go to my Facebook page or
your Facebook page, Tutu Westerhoff.
And I also have another one called Memento Spots for my textiles.
Mm-hmm.
If you contact me through one of these two pages, I can send you 1 second where I don't have one here right now.
Or maybe you can
hold on.
Yeah.
I can send you a real copy of the album.
Oh,
that's mine. It's all dusty. This is my first copy.
And you have a nice headscarf on that cover, like always.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so please, when we are finished with this, please write the name of your Facebook pages.
I will.
Comments.
In the comments, I'll write that.
Yeah. And so that people can see your pages. Go to Amazon. You can call Tutu. Maybe she'll write her telephone number too if you want to order the album. I can tell you it's beautiful. It's a song you can also listen to with children. Also, the videos, they are fun to watch. They're really fun to watch. Go to you. You also have a YouTube channel.
I also have a YouTube channel as well. It's called Tutu Westerhoff, and I'll also put the link in the comments.
Okay. Beautiful. And your recipe, it is so,
that looks absolutely
the
good.
aroma. Just have a look at that.
It looks nice and crispy. Listen,
really,
this you can eat with rice or plantains or a little bit of salad on the side. It's because there's bone. Also me and my fingers. It's also chicken that you can eat with your fingers as well, but you can use a fork and knife if you want to. But yes, I enjoy eating it. My children love it. Because Carol, we also have to look for, especially for our children that grow up here, bring a little bit of Africa in, and also, the German foods as well, and combine that. And this is one thing that I think is like the middle way. And yeah, my children love it, and my mom makes it for us, used to make it for us all the time. And
beautiful. Thank you for sharing this recipe with me. I'll put it nicely on a plate. I'll do some nice photos, and I'm planning to compile these nice recipes because I'm already hungry now. I think I have to go and eat this now. People, please promise me that you'll come to Karibuni Jikoni when the Corona thing is over.
Yes.
So we can sing here and dance, and I miss that.
I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
Thank you so much, Tutu, for your time.
Thank you
pleasure. for this nice recipe. And people, keep watching Karibuni Jikoni. I also have a YouTube channel, it's Chef Carol's Show. You can visit me there for my recipes, for my videos. Visit Tutu Westerhoff's YouTube channel. Visit her on Facebook, Tutu Westerhoff, or she has another page called Momentous Box.
Yes, Momentous Box. It's an online shop, but that's under construction. That's where you're going to get all my accessories and home textiles when I'm ready.
She has beautiful things. You have to go there and buy. Thank you so much, and see you next time on Karibuni Jikoni. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Stay safe.
You stay safe too. Bye-bye.
Bye.